Hi, this is Jim Starkweather, the publisher of KitMaker Network, Model Geek, and Model Shipwrights. I'm not sure these ships will go on Model Shipwrights. They're obviously rather kind of like the aircraft egg ships. These are like kind of the ship versions, I guess, of those kits. I'm not quite sure the Japanese origin of the kits, whether they're just meant for children or whether they're just meant to be funny, what the thing is. But obviously, I've got actually two of these kits, and I don't read Japanese, so I'm not really sure. Let me see if I can find in the manual or the other information like what they're trying to be. Obviously, they're Japanese ships. They've got the Japanese flag on them. Let's go ahead and take a look on the side here because they do show some of the other versions they have. But you can kind of see how these are the the realistic photos. I'm not sure why that's not focusing. There we go. So that's how they come out looking, essentially. And let's go ahead and crack the box on this one, though, and take a look on the inside. So you can see they have colored plastic pieces, like this is the hull, I believe. Not very large, obviously there's my hand, so it's, pretty small. This has propellers on it and some other little detail pieces. I'm going to go ahead and take this out of here. And the quality of the plastics for Fujimi is very good. I don't see any flash. There's no production issues. See if I can get that to focus in there. You can see there that there's lots of small detail parts as well as the larger hull pieces. Here's another one of the gray plastic. I think this is the upper hull portion here around the outside. And then this is decking and some guns, I believe, some of the armaments and so forth. And there's some very small, let me open this one up. There are some very small detailed parts on here that could easily, if not careful, break. Like for instance, this piece right here where my finger is. And this is some of the upper deck. Obviously, you can see there's a lot of detail here. Not like they skimped on detail. And here's some of the guns. And again, looks like there's a lot of detail on those as well. So probably they were going by kit designer, the CAD designer used obviously real world or real reference details to put in, just contorting the overall shape and so forth of the kit. So here's some more, and there will be photos at the end of this. If you want to take a look at the photos, they'll probably have better shots of some of the detail. But again, so the little, I'm not sure if that's a radar dish or what that is. And then this final piece of sprue that's in here. And again, more just basically deck build up. Some of the cranes. There's some of the cranes in here. Some of the larger gun turrets. Some of the smaller ones. So on the inside of the box is interesting. They have some stickers. I think these are stickers. Yeah, they are. So wood decking, stickers. I'm not sure why they're on silver, unless maybe some of them, like these, have the silver backing, and they wanted to like those too. Here's the flags. This is here's the interior, or the instructions, which they're all in Japanese, unfortunately. So these are definitely probably like export kits. And it goes through just a step by step here, obviously putting them together. I don't even know what ship this is supposed to be because they don't really say in English anywhere. Just really whacked the camera there. Sorry, camera. They do go over colors. Looks like there's some Mr. I forget the Japanese company that makes that. Mr. something, not Mr. Surfacer, Mr. something else. So yeah, I'll go ahead and quickly cover the other kit here too, just to see if it's very similar, obviously, and probably layout. So this one, again, not sure the ship, but maybe someone who either knows some Japanese or can translate that. So basically the same thing, hull details, looks like the same part actually on this one, so I'm not sure if these aren't the same basic ship bits and then they change at some point. Yeah, a lot of the same looking pieces that are in here, but I'm sure there are some minor differences. Otherwise it wouldn't be two separate kits probably. And this one seems to have more of the kind of anti-aircraft gun emplacements on it. Looking at the covers, it looks like, well, they look very similar, except this one obviously has these side deck guns versus this one doesn't. This one has more guns along the side, but not the larger guns. It has smaller guns. So yeah, there are a different layout on the surface of the surface. So again, same decals though, decals, stickers. They are laid out differently, so there are different ones on this one. And again, same thing with the instructions. So I'd like to thank Dragon USA for sending us these samples, and we will make these available to somebody if they want to build these, just to kind of see as a fun project maybe, or with their kids. So let me know at publisher@kitmaker.net if you're interested in that, and we shall go from there. Well, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for those photos, and we'll give you some close-up detail shots. Hey guys, we're back with the Fujimi egg ship. This is the Musashi, and I actually built this kit when over at a friend, Ernie G, who many of you may know from G Factor Models. He challenged me to build this kit with him, and I built it in a few hours. I'm sad to say he did not finish his, but maybe he's finished it now. But I wanted to just share with you the more completed version of the kit. Let me flip this over and use this as a backdrop. So here's the lower hull, which is two separate pieces. Again, if you remember what I showed you. The propellers in the back here with the rudders. I've got some... I did scrape this a bit because there was a little bit of hard edge seams and things that needed to be kind of roughed down. So this could be unpainted if it was being done by a beginner. Oops, that little piece just fell out of the back there, didn't it? Actually, I hadn't glued that piece yet. This is the only trouble I actually... This is one of the few things I had trouble railing. There's the back flag holder, which is supposed to go in with these two pieces, and they both now popped out. But anyways, it just wouldn't go in. I kept trying to get it in, kept trying to get it in. Finally, when the kit was in this form, I was able to put it on. I actually would recommend putting it on in this scenario here. But obviously, this is probably where for a kit this size, they're really starting to push the limits of of detail and so forth. But as you can see, it's supposed to go in. This was originally one piece, obviously, and it broke. But it would be repairable, so it's not a disaster. I want to go ahead and take it off now, just so I don't ding it up any further. But basically, there are, like I said, the two pieces here, and then there's a back piece, this section. A lot of these just pop into place, and I haven't secured all of these. I may have glued this one, because I did, again, sand this down here on this edge. But I actually left all the props so that they're simply just popped on. I can probably pull them off without too much difficulty. One may be glued. I'm going to have to be a little bit more careful with that one. But the front has some anchors, and again, I believe I did glue those in, if not wedge them in. A lot of the parts simply wedge, and you might be happy just leaving them that way to maybe unwedge them. I noticed like this antenna, for instance, right here. See how it's supposed to have a little pin wedge there down at the bottom of it, and that's come apart. So I'll have to potentially put that together before finishing it off. But again, this is all in different. These pieces are all different. As stacks up as you go up. I wasn't too thrilled with the way this gun kind of didn't really want to lay in here really horizontally. You can see it kind of up to one side, and that I think is a defect in the actual way that the kit was designed, because it does the same thing on the other side, and they were all the same. There weren't specific middle turret positions and so forth. But you can see it's got nice detail. There are decals which come with it, as I noted, and again, you do things like the wood deck, but I think that would really ruin the kit, and it makes it a nice beginner use for these decals, but maybe not for some of the other things. Like, for example, this piece right here, the grating is actually supposed to go on the top of that stack, and you can see how that would essentially just look really, really dorky. Some of the other little bits, there's the front deck. Now, I did have a problem when I inserted this front turret. It actually got stuck, and I couldn't pull it back out again, so it actually broke off in there, and I had to sand it down. And now I'm going to have to glue it in, after I've got the painting of the deck done. But the other guns, like this one, just pop in, and they will... If you want to, you could leave them rotatable. But again, nice detail here with the guns. And the deck has even got actual scribing in it, which is nice. So that'll look nice when it's finished and painted. They had a little bit of an issue, you can see, with the seams around that, between the gun, right here where I'm pointing with my fingertip. There you can see that seam there. And I actually filled in some of these, but not all of them. Was this the one I did? Nope, see that one's, it's even more pronounced there. Maybe I did it on the larger guns. Nope. I must have done on this one then. This one has been... Nope, that was the one that hadn't been. And then is this the one that had been? Oh, I'm sorry. It was this one. This is the one where I filled in. I puttied this one. You can see, kind of got rid of those. But again, it needs a little bit of cleanup work. So yeah, I mean, overall they're good. They're, you know, it's still just a small scale. You put all the pieces together, you're going to end up with, you know, pretty nice looking little kit. And just want to be careful because some of the parts are a little fragile, like that mast, and the mast up front here, as well as the mast in the back. You can see some really small fine pinholes. This is where that back turret kind of clips in or pins in. The instructions, since they're in Japanese, wasn't quite clear which parts they thought you should glue, which parts were more maybe snap fit, or at least kind of what I would call wedge fit. For example, the hull, just to show you, illustrate, I had actually had this in position when I was building it, figuring I could pop it out later, and I did successfully pop this out. However, when I went to remove these two pieces again, I did get them off once cleanly, but the second time I tried to do it, is it up here, or is it in back? Somewhere along here. I think it's right up here. I actually broke those two parts. You can see the slight there, right where it is. Those actually broke, and luckily it didn't. So they snapped in two, but it didn't. It went back together cleanly enough. I think if I paint and sand that, it's not going to be too bad. But anyway, so be a little careful doing the test fitting, or the perma fitting, if you want to call it, because it will be hard to get them back out. I did notice there was a little bit of a gap here along these edges when I have the piece fully in. That was the only real issues with that I saw. But otherwise, again, cute little kits, little egg kits, and I think when they're finished and painted up, they'll look very nice, either by a professional regular builder or by a junior builder if they're just building it as a fun project. But we did have fun putting these together, and they were, you know, again, I want to congratulate Fujimi that they really, most of the kit fit together really perfectly, other than just those few minor issues that I noted. So, and again, this is the back piece that goes on this back bit right here. I'm not going to snap it in place, but it just snaps like that. So, yeah, you can almost imagine if you really wanted to like do the lines and everything, you could have quite a kind of a miniaturized version. The other one's the Yamato. So this is the Musashi and the Yamato. So, hope you enjoyed. Then, yes, I actually technically built a model, for the most part anyways. So, now I'm going to be working on the Nashorn. I actually have started it. So, thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please click liked on the page or liked on YouTube, and make sure to comment and tell us about your experiences building or finding little egg kits. People seem to like them. I took this one to my club, and they thought this was cute. So, all right, well, thanks for watching again, and have a good day.